Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope everyone is doing great. And today I am here, in your service with another very important topic, which is marriage. Yes, yeah. From previous video we discussed that the relation. So we are now exploring our relation with outside world. Yeah. So the first one, of course, with Allah, God Subhanahu wa Taala, which is the subject of tomorrow topic. And then, you said, but with the human being, the prime relation is that of marriage. Yes, yeah. And how do we know that? So this is the Allah Subhanahu wa Taala goes in Quran, وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةِ. Okay. Then, Adam, so is قُلْنَا وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Yes, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes to the angel that I'm going to create my Khalifa. Khalifa is you are in charge, you are the person, who is you are second in command, who is there just to you to carry your order, right? Okay, so like representative, you can say. Yes, Khalifa is a representative. Okay, so then the main character is Adam. He is the hero. Okay, so he is the hero of this main story, the film movie. If I can just bring it those ideas, just to help you better understanding, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, then Eve, we know, so this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created Eve, just for for as well, and we hear from the scholar that it was created from his ribs. Allahu alam, but we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created her as well. So then now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing Adam. وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةَ وَكُلَا مِنْهَا رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا. That, oh Adam, you and your wife, you live, you stay, you start living in Jannah. وَكُلَا مِنْهَا رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا. And you eat from wherever, مِنْهَا رَغَدًا رَغَدًا, abundantly from wherever you want. But وَلَا تَقْرَبَ هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةَ فَتَكُونَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. But you don't go near to the tree, otherwise you will become among the oppressor, so you will cross the limits, right? So I don't want to go into that story, maybe tomorrow, that will be the main topic there. But this relation, okay, so this relation is the first relation between two humans are husband and wife, marriage, Adam and Eve. Okay, Adam and Eve alayhim assalam. Okay, as we said. Then the second thing, with this relation is so this relation is based on companionship. Yes, there's no Adam alayhi salam or Hawa, yes, we know, Adam was a man's character, right? Okay, but this relation is based on companionship, right? Okay, so I mentioned with the relation between human beings, they are relation of companion. It's not up and down, no. This is exactly your husband and wife. Yes, you are both of you human being. Okay, and yes, according to your physical bodies and some other things, so function is different, and this is for a reason, and maybe I can just go back to that reason as well. So human and this relation is based on companionship. What is the main purpose of that relation? What is the main purpose? And if I can bring the two verses from the Holy Quran. First of all, just to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahun. Very profound verse, of the Holy Quran, that they are your garments and you are their garments. Okay, and what did we say about the garments? And if I can maybe just bring another verse from the Holy Quran. They say, Ya Bani Adam, qad anzalna alaykum libasan yuwari sawatikum warisha. Okay, O children of Adam, we descended upon you your dress. Why? You are so you cover your private parts. We going back to that discussion. I didn't know, subhanallah, this ayah. But not even today I made aware of this one. but it's like, exactly describing the function of the dress, and plus, like, the relation, like, between husband, man, and a woman, right? Warisha, and they are like, your beauty as well, like, with reference to, like, the garment, we said that's your beauty, right? Okay. And then walibas taqwa dhalika khair, like, but the real garment is taqwa. Taqwa is, as we say, like, you are mindful, like, awareness of God. And dhalika min ayatillahi la'allahum, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is my signs to you, okay? Only if you remember, all right? Okay, if you like, just try to think about it, okay? So this one, like, I mentioned, and then hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahunna. So the idea is, like, the relation is very, like, you cannot just take away your dress from you, can you? Naked, going naked, like, I know this nudes and all those things is there, naturalism, we know it, like, how far they are, like, they are just taking you back to be like an animal, like, we are a human being, like, so we got mind, we got intellect, and we are decent and respected, we got esteem, we got honor, dignity. Animals, they don't have any of those things, okay? So that thing, like, so the woman, like, they are like, they're segment your dress, okay? So they are your honor, your dignity, your modesty, right? And they're your protection as well, right? Okay, and they're your beauty as well, right? So that's that. And then, like, so the next important thing is, like, if I go to another verse from the Holy Quran, which goes, Nisa'ukum harthul lakum fa'tu harthakum anna shi'tum wa qaddimu li anfusikum wattaqullaha annakum mulaqu wa bashiril mu'minin. Very nice ayah. Like, every ayah, subhanallah, of the Quran, like, is fihi dhikrukum. You see yourself, and every ayah of the Quran, this is your nature, like, it's describing you inside out. The expression, I don't think, like, you can express the human being in a better way than the way it's been described by the Quran, which is the creator itself. Like, this is, like, who can like, if there's a window, Bill Gates, like, so who can describe a window better than Bill Gates? I mean, he is the creator, man. You cannot just bring anyone else who can compete Bill Gates now and describing the window. This is his baby. This is his product. So likewise, like, so in this insan, human are Allah's baby, like, he is the creator there. He knows it inside out, okay? So they say that your women's are your field, okay? And come to your field the way you want it, right? Okay? But send forth for yourself. Okay, send forth for yourself, like, look goodness for yourself, and here, like, so you can sense, like, so you coming to your field, to your field, and what do you get from the field? You get some, like, some fruit, some crops, some vegetables, something like this, isn't it? And for us, from women, what else can you expect rather than, like, children? Yes, you are children, yeah. And then they say that fear Allah. Why fear Allah? Like, this is our nature as well, okay? That humans are strong physically than the woman. Yes, there are exceptions everywhere. Maybe we will go to the exception. But humans, like, naturally, like, physically they are strong, okay? And, they're there for a purpose, okay? So now, like, the woman, they have, the man has been entrusted, like, with the woman, like, they can go behind doors, yes, like, like intimate relation, we will go to it now, okay? So now, like, you going there, like, you lock the door and no one knows, and now there is another human being which is weaker than you, okay? You got power over it, but wattaqullah. Yes, this is taqwa again, like, taqwa is not just like, fear Allah, fear Allah. It like, it changes with circumstances. Here, like, be careful, man, like, respect and honor her, like, this, you go to a, like, what do you call it, like, to a field, you do something constructive there. You don't just do some discussion and havoc there and you just go. No, very, very careful, look after her, okay? And then wa'lamu, not only taqwa, beware, know it, أنكم ملاقوه. You are going to see Allah. Yes. How wonderful, how sweet. You are going to meet him on the day of Qiyamah. We know it, isn't it? Like, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to. But, Ubashir al-Mu'mineen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not scaring you. He said it's a good tidings for you. Like, he is just a teacher, a nice warner. Like, he is warning you. So you are careful. This all there is. If you see at the end of Bashir al-Mu'mineen, there's a glad tidings for you. If you come to me, like, and you do all this thing very nicely, and I will reward you for that. And reward is, of course, is Jannah, isn't it? Yeah. So I think there's two ayahs I brought, like, just to see the to describe the importance of this relation, like, the nature of this relation, how close, okay, how sweet, full of love, right, or kindness, mercy, softness, all those good qualities there, like, so they are the companionship, so it is there. So after that, like, so yes, we know that relation, and I will go to another point now, like, so I'm going to so we know the purpose as well, the nature of that relation. Now I'm going to go straight into choosing your life partner. Yes, choosing your life partner. Okay. And naturally, if you ask me, what inspire you, like, most about a woman, is her beauty, isn't it? If someone is saying other things, I don't know, but myself, my heart, I am, like, and they say, like, I am a man of beauty, to be honest with you. Like, throughout my life, like, so I have been inspired whenever I come across by a beautiful woman, beautiful girl, I was deeply touched by it, like, so I really couldn't, like, ignore it. So powerful, so much so that, like, you just lost yourself. You become so much, like, impressed by it, that you look like powerless, man. You come and her, what do you call it, is so powerful, so influential, like it's magic. The attraction is there, and this is our nature. Yes. Yeah. So that's the first thing. Yes. If you have any other idea, like, especially there are lots of misconception, with the religious people, and and my thing is just to give you the clear message as it is. Yeah. So if you have any other ideas, no, man, you shouldn't go for the beauty, brush it aside. No, beauty is the first thing. Love at first sight. Yes. Love at first sight. Yeah. So if you don't like a woman, like, you don't like her look, what has there, man? And this is something, you cannot change. Yeah, plastics, they are all those things there, like, so this is a curse, like, we know. And, like, these are like a rose in the garden is a rose in the garden, and a rose and the pepper is a rose on the pepper. Yes, like, you do plastic surgeries and all those things. This is like plastic, these are like pepper roses, but natural is natural, isn't it? Don't we know this thing? Okay, so beauty is the first thing. Now, beauty alone, of course, is not enough, right? Okay, if that's the case, then you just go to High Street, like, and they are just there. And if beauty, like, maybe if I can just bring another verse, in fact, from the Holy Quran, as it is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so I wish I could have brought this thing, but I will just brought it, like, the Arabic one. I don't want to spend time on it, like, just to explain it to you, the meaning, because, like, this video, it will be long, but I don't want to, for completeness, I will bring it, okay, but I'm not going to, like, just describe it, like, all the different things there. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes, that حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم وبناتكم وأخواتكم وعماتكم وخالاتكم وبنات الأخ وبنات الأخت وأمهاتكم اللاتي أرضعنكم وأخواتكم من الرضاعة وأمهات نسائكم وربائبكم اللاتي في حجوركم من نسائكم اللاتي دخلتم بهن فإن لم تكونوا دخلتم بهن فلا جناح عليكم وحلائل أبنائكم الذين من أصلابكم وأن تجمعوا بين الأختين إلا ما قد سلف إن الله كان غفورا رحيما والمحصنات من النساء إلا ما ملكت أيمانكم. Okay, so there I'm not going to translate, but basically, like, so it's listing all the women who you cannot marry. That's it. Yeah, that's all there is. Like, they are very, what do you call it? Like, second relation. Yeah, this is like, your mom. All those things. I don't want to go into it. If anyone is interested, okay. So this is the last verse of of Juz, for part 4. Okay, and now one more. Then the fifth one starts. Okay, they say Kitab Allahi alaykum. I will start from there. This is. Allah has written it. This is an order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He had ordered it. That's it, man. You just pass a law and then it's law. You cannot, why this and that, the discussion is finished now, man. You just need to follow it. Like, a king has passed an order. Kitab Allahi alaykum is on you now. And it's challenging is like you challenging the king now. Okay, so if the case here, you look for another king. This is basically what you are saying. You're not happy with it. Now change the king. You become your own king. All right. Okay. Then وَأُحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ أَن تَبْتَغُوا بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ مُحْصِنِينَ غَيْرَ مُسَافِحِينَ. Okay. And then after that, you say we have made lawful for you, permissible for you, that you seek, those women with you, what do you call it? Money, yeah, and this is dowry. We're talking about dowry, so when you're entering into a marriage, then this is the dowry is there, and consent, of course, is there. And then muhsinin ghayra musafihin. This is my topic, that I want to. There are other things there, but obviously, I want to skip it. But muhsinin ghayra musafihin. These are the two things I wanted to explain to you. Muhsinin is there is like. If someone is fortified, muhsinin is, yeah, that's the meaning. Like someone is intact, you protect them. Okay. Now, subhanallah, today I was thinking about this word muhsinin, right? Okay. Where the woman honor and dignity, where is protected? At the house of her of her father and brother, isn't it? Yeah. Over there, no one can touch them. Muhsinin, she is muhsina there, she is protected there. Honor, dignity, everything there. Guess what? When you are bringing her out to the house of a husband, what's happening? What's happening? Is he protecting it? Come on, man. He will be playing. This is of course playing, with the honor and dignity. Yes. The father, and how is doing Kitab Allahi alaykum? This is happening, but it's happening with a decree of the king. No one can do this thing. Nowhere ever you can touch someone what do you call it? And when you mentioned, when I discuss in our house, is your own fort, you honor your dignity there. So now someone is bringing his daughter, right? Okay, his sister, and sending it to someone else's house, and who will be doing exactly whatever you could expect, from which is of course if you do it without the decree of that king, without the marriage, then this is the worst thing you can do to a human being. But honor and protection now, subhanallah, some way you have to do it to protect it. This is how I understand it, right? You have to do it to protect. The protection isn't doing those things. Expressing those your emotions. And if I can, our main topic is our emotion. We started our discussion with emotions. Now I can come to the sexual emotions. Now, yes, it is in us. Sex. We never talk about it. Today is the main subject now. So you got sexual desires. You got sexual emotions. And of course, now it. Why is there of course for an opposite sex, from a man towards a woman, and a woman towards a man. Both of them, they have these desires, and we're there to get children. Yes, to develop, and to this is the continuation of human race. If we stop doing this thing, then obviously, as a human species, we will just disappear, right? Okay. So then there, as a muhsinin, so you are it coming to you and your protection, okay? And then this is the beauty. If I can just and now with the beauty, and I will add two concepts there. And then ghayra musafihin, you don't just do just temporary touching, for your desire. Yes, yeah. So now beauty, if you are looking Okay, take this concept please very deep down in your mind. This is very very important, and it will change your life. Okay, very important, especially with relation to men and women, opposite sex. Okay, if you are the one, if you are the one, be a man or be a woman who are looking for a beauty, okay, for a beauty, the facial beauty, or like whatever, the whole body beauty, and another opposite sex, okay, just to do fulfill your desire, okay, just to fulfill your desire, okay, then this thing in itself, like, this is like, a disease. Yes, I call it disease, and it's an addiction. Like, this is worse than cancer. The more you use it, the more it will become like, severe. With every time that you do this thing, your disease, you are infecting yourself with it. You are infecting yourself. And subhanallah, like, when I was a young, as I said, like, I was very much attracted, like, to the beauty and to the other women's. And what stopped me, to be honest, like, I was not like very much God conscious. In fact, I was very weak, like, I was very fearful that I might fell into the trap in it. And even my wife, like, alhamdulillah, she's very clever woman, and she would get angry, and she would get very suspicious, like, and every second woman you are interested in, okay, and you just looking for some excuses just to get near to her and talk to her. Okay, but subhanallah, I wasn't that kind of person. But my wife, she is very clever, and she was very and this is our nature, isn't it? Like, your heart just goes there when you are young. Okay, yes, subhanallah, Allah protected me. And in fact, like, this is when I was coming especially to this country in 2000, I said to Allah, oh Allah, woman, man, I cannot do it. Wines, I will be doing. Even pork, I will be doing it. And this is deep down, I knew it, that Allah, if you help me, you can protect me. Myself, I can't. And alhamdulillah, maybe that was the time of acceptance of du'as, that Allah protected me. Otherwise, like, it's just for me, it's almost impossible. Yeah. Okay, so that concept, like, I was thinking, okay, like, so now beauty, okay, like, you are looking for English beauty now. Okay, you got, how many beauties are there now in England? Okay, now you are looking for it. Okay, you got money, maybe you are getting here and there. You finish with English beauty, now you go to German beauty, French beauty. Okay, now you go to Asia, Japanese beauty, like, Philippine beauty, Chinese beauty, American beauty. How many beauties are there, and how many can you fulfill? Isn't it insane? This thought will just, last time, man, forget it, man. This is just the whole life will go, but this beauty business will never ever finishes in it. Yeah. So even this thing, like, so our nature, it kept me from staying away from it. No, man, this is not something you cannot just complete it, forget it, man. Okay, so that's very powerful thing, like, the beauty, that you don't go look for beauty. Okay, or yes, beauty, you look for it, but not from the point of view of desire, like, so you go for the beauty, you enjoy that beauty, you spit on that face, and you move on to the new beauty. That was adultery is. Yes. Okay, you go for the beauty. A man or woman, they go for the beauty, they enjoy their beauty, they spit on each other's faces, and they just go on. And this is an addiction. This is an insult to a honored, dignified, honorable human being. Yeah, this is a dignified. We know it inside out. Like, we know it, this dating business and all those things. This is not us. This is not our nature. Okay. And after that, like, so this so the beauty, yes, was there. You go for the beauty, and there, but beauty alone is not enough. The next point, like, now I give the criteria of choosing your partner. Okay, and another important criteria, if I can bring it here, like, I think especially this, which is very much true with Asian cultures. Okay, and you will say, oh, like, some people boast about it, subhanallah, like, oh, my mom and dad, she picked the girl for me, and I was cool with it. Yeah, I was cool with it, and I never seen it, and I accepted this one. Yeah. Okay, look. Okay, if this is your attitude, the only criteria, just your mom and dad, then you are a stupid man. This is stupidity. I hate using this word, But I think this is only way I can describe this action. Yes, this is stupidity. I love you, but this action of you, this is stupidity. This is you, and you, this is nothing. You, come on, guys. We are not talking a man. He is not looking. We are not looking after a mom, for your father. And if you are a woman, looking for a husband, then we are not talking about your father. Their relation was there, and you were not even there. They did it. Now this is you are an adult now, 18, 20, 25 now. You have to take this decision now. This is you looking it for yourself, right? Not for mom and dad, right? Okay. And that's why they say in Persian, there's a very nice poet, say, خشت أول جون هدم ماركج تأثر أمير ودي واركج. Yeah, if you put the first brick of the foundation is wrong, then the whole building, if it go toward it's a skyscraper, it's wrong. This is the first thing, so now you are this is you choosing your life partner. So why it has to be your mom and dad, they're choosing it for you. Okay, so this is stupidity. This is not Islam. This is not Allah. This is not Muhammad's teaching. Okay, and this is your cultural thing. If you're happy with the culture, you're a man of the culture. Good luck to you. But please, don't say to us this is Allah's messenger, and don't do it on the name of Islam anymore. No, Allah is a messenger. Nothing to do with it. Okay, Allah is messenger. Allah yuhibbun, Allahu jamilun yuhibbul jamal. This is Allah. Allah is beautiful, man. Allah is the most beautiful. Beauty, He is the creator of the beauty. He is beauty. Whatever you call it beauty, He is beauty. And He loves beauty. Okay, Muhammad, he was the man of beauty, and he loved beauty. Yes, and a human being, he was the perfect man, and he loved beauty. And, so we do. Okay, there's no, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like I said to you openly, I love beauty. Why not? Okay. And then you see that, so the beauty was there. But yes, your mom, they say old is gold. In that sense, I'm with you. And I think that's a sensible and wise thing to do, okay? Old is gold, your mom and dad, even your grandfather, grandmother, and other, important relatives, your friends even. You go there, consult with people. Is this woman, is this girl right for me or not? Yes, of course you do it. And especially when you are young, you are not, mentally you are not that strong, your knowledge, your experience is not that great. You count on these people, there's a different things. But in terms of choosing, love at first sight. Very, very essential, very, very important that whenever you're choosing, so that my partner, I love it, and because this thing, and second thing is family. Yes, with the family, that family background, and with it is come, the education will come, they are educated family, and then religion will come, their religion will come as well, and wealth will come as well. There are family who are wealthy. Especially young men and women, they are not very much established. Maybe they enter into marriage into young age. Someone they're entering into later age, maybe all the tick boxes is there, and then individual. Okay, but if you're young age, right? Okay, and then but especially I would say these are the two main qualities: beauty and family. Yes, other things you go the whole life for it. If someone is marrying in 20 years or 25 years, I am now 45, okay? Now I had good 20 years. I married in 98, and I think it's almost 21, 22 years, right? So my wife and we had good 22 years, just to develop yourself. And what was that development? Education, I did my chartered accountancy after my marriage. Right, okay. My business established office and all those things after my marriage, right? Even my wife, she is now learning Quran and all those things. There thing you got a life for it. You can do this thing. But can I change my wife look? Can I change my wife family, their parents? No, you can't do this thing. So these are the two things. You focus just on those things. Okay, these are the two things. If you got those two rights, then the other things it's the whole purpose. I said you're bringing it to your house. It's a place for personal development for her and for you, both of you. Okay, so this for me, was the choosing, your life partner there. Yeah. Okay, and then once you then after that you got married and you brought her to your home, And what happens? Home of, as I said, like, this in Islam, this is the responsibility of a man, a husband, to buy, to build the house, okay, and to provide food, all this essential. This is primarily man responsibility, okay. But that's your responsibility, just the provision. But who is in charge inside the house? Your wife. Yes, your wife. You heard it correctly. Yes, your wife. Yeah, wife. This is her nest. She knows it. Like, this is, she is there 24/7. Okay, if, like, women's, they are there. So you need to build that house. If you're building it together, just like, do it the way she wants it. Her say is there now. Like, she is choosing the car. She is choosing the color. She is using the carpet, the furniture, whatever you call it. And you don't become disinterested. This is very bad manners. Even my wife would tell me of sometimes, like, shall we do this thing? And then, oh, I'm not, no. Like, just be there for her. Like, be honest, be genuine. Okay. And full support. Like, active discussions. Like, yes, we can do this thing. We can do this thing, that she feel that you are there. You showing your interest, like, and you are doing it. So house queen, this is like, her territory. This thing, if you want a good life, good family life, there's the minute you inside door, take this thing out. Okay. Yes, the companionship is still there. We're not saying that you just become like, you don't have any say or anything. No. But in terms of, like, just management, organization, like, and the office, yes, like, we got boss and we got thing there, but they're just different role, isn't it? We're not saying, we are not bringing up and down into it. These are different roles. We have to carry on these roles. Like, for example, now you see at your house, if someone say, well, toilet is smelly and all those things there, man, like, so can your house be complete without a toilet? Of course not, right? Okay. Now in your office, you say, well, like, I don't want to even mention those examples. I think that's fine now, yeah. But once you see this companionship there, but she is the boss, and every single matter, whenever way she wants it, once you come here, then you are there, a very active and good helper. And that's how Muhammad exactly was. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he come, like, anything, cleaning, and what do you call it, like, seeing him, the clothes, and mixing flour, all those things, like, when he comes, he was a family man, Muhammad, like, and chat and laugh and all those things there, playing with the wife, and this thing there, when he comes and you ask the wife, how was Muhammad? So how we should be like this, you don't show that you are a man or something. You are just like them, yeah, any other person and the thing. And this is like, this was his life. You can check it, like, and his autobiography, like, is there. But outside, how was it? Daiman fikr. Oof, man, like, he would think, and he would think. Yes, outside, he was a serious person. Outside. And subhanAllah, you see how balanced it is. If you are serious all the time, your personality cannot be like, you cannot survive in that mood. Outside serious, inside light. And then this is how we are basically. But now, like, you are both, you're serious and love, like, you date with girls and this and that. You do all those things outside. When you come here, you're finished, man. You are a dead person. That's why this is corruption of your nature. Okay, so you do your mix up here and there, and in your office here and there, like man, woman, they're talking, you fulfill all your needs there. When you come here to your wife, that's it, man, you're finished. No, Islam, like, this is your nature, your fitra. Outside, go there, you just see this man there, man, you mean business. Yes, you go there for a purpose, right? Okay, to earn money, and that's it, man. That's it, nothing else, nothing more. When you come home, then at home, you just chit-chat, man. Yes, you do ibadah, but that thing at a very later part of the night. You give that time to your creator, which we talk about tomorrow, inshallah, okay? So that was that, like, with return to internal house management. And another important aspect I want to share with you is money. Yes, money is a very complex matter, right? Okay. And mainly, like, because women's, if they stay at home, they their vision is like naturally, like, they are they're just thinking, they are because they are physically, they are limited in their house boundaries, so they are thinking, like, is limited as well, to the children. But main vision in that respect is quite broad. He is outside, he's living outside, and he is so he need to bring that vision with it, like, what's happening outside, like, where to invest, what to invest, and like the savings and all those things there. But nonetheless, of course, like, so this thing, companionship, the golden rule there you discussed. But I would say, like, some men, and especially with other family matters now as well, like, some men, and this is exactly Quran is saying, like, if I can bring another important verse, actually, from the Quran here. Okay. And that will nicely sum it up, like, this discussion. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم. That man has become guardians. Like, guardian means, as I said, like, that the visionary role, right? Okay. And like decisiveness in the house, the direction, like, the main direction, like, as a family as a whole, like, to inside the home, yes, this moment, but when it's come to, like, society, and society, like, the way you are progressing in the society, so the man is bring with this vision, and, like, with this the direction, like, which is very essential to your family unit, to your home. Okay. So they say, like, men are guardian over women. Why? Because Allah has favored one over another, and this is in terms of, as I said, like, and your physical values, like, your capabilities, right? And also, بِمَا أَنْفَقُوا مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ. Yeah, money again, like, of course, it's a merit, isn't it? Like, it's a quality, it's a virtue, because they spend money on them. Let's say فَالصَّالِحَاتُ, and the righteous the women, قَانِتَاتٌ, they are obedient, حَافِظَاتٌ, they are like they are guarding, like, okay, what? لِلْغَيْبِ بِمَا حَفِظَ اللَّهِ. Okay. So they are protective, like they are the guardians, like, they guards, they protect. And the absence of the men, bima hafizallah, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has protected. So what Allah has given protection. As I said, like, your home is your personal priority, like, it's the protection for yours, for your honor, for your dignity, for your property, isn't it? And women, they are your guardian there. That's essentially what it means. And after that, like, so we are going to another discussion, like, so when, if there's, yes, it's happy, everyone is okay, but we know, like, a life situation comes, and you might like, end up having argument, like, and it's with one issue, another issue. If that's the case, then now this verse is for women, like, for the man. This instruction is for the man. وَاللَّاتِي تَخَافُونَ نُشُوزَهُنَّ, and those women, like, who you fear them, that they will they become rebellious, right? Okay. And then, like, they kind of disobeying, like, exceeding the limits, like, then faizuhun. First of all, like, you admonish them, you give them, like, you talk to them in a nice way, advise them, please, like, make them understand in a nice way. But if it doesn't work, then what do? وَهْجُرُهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ, then leave your bedroom. Yes, this is another advice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like, so if you're having some issues with your wife, and you explain to them properly, and you think still she's not listening for whatever reason, like, she has become rebellious now, then what you do, like, you just separate your bed from her. Okay, man, like, this is another, like, you warning her, look, I'm serious, this is, now you're showing your seriousness to her. And then even wadribuhun, beat them. Yes. And now, like, all people, they would say, like, and on this point, like, I could have just finished it there, and I know my video time, like, is on 39 now. But this points, I think, is need explanation, right? Okay. But because nowadays, I'm sure, lots of misconception there, and I want to, like, just clear here. First of all, like, if I can go back to the what do you call it, like, this example of Bill Gates, we talk about it, and Bill Gates, like, so we know Microsoft, and he is the founder and the like of Windows, yeah. And now he says something about Windows, okay, and then I go to him, no, Bill Gates, man, you're wrong here, how can you say this thing? Does this thing make any sense? Come on, guys. Like, you know, Bill Gates, he, the founder of Windows, this is his baby, and now you saying this is wrong. Okay, even I might be, but everyone would say, man, forget it. Even if you're right, you're wrong. This thing, because like this is how much do you know about Windows anyway? And you just come, he's wrong. Okay, and this is the exactly same argument. I can bring it more so in terms of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of human being. He knows human being inside out, his emotions and all those things there. Okay, and now he is saying something about human being, and you say, how can you say this thing? Come on guys, man. What happened? Where are our senses, man? Where are our senses? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created human being. Okay, he is feeding them, he is sustaining them. He has created the sun, the moon, the everything, the earth, everything. Such a alim, his knowledge, his power, his might, his kingdom, man. He's saying something. He said, like, you know, if your wife is not listening, you just beat her, and you say, well, man, it doesn't make any sense to me. Keep your senses with you. This look like you have lost your senses. This is the truth of the matter. You have lost your senses. You don't know. You're crossing your limit. Like, you know, that's one thing. Another thing, like, you know, that this beating, like, you know, I want to like, you know, just to explain it a bit, and then you know it, like how it works. Okay, so that, you know, the first of all, like, you know, when you say this beating and Islam, like, you know, so we know we hear from the scholars that you never ever beat someone when you're angry, to take out your anger, right? Okay, and if I can bring one story of, like, you know, Ali radhiyallahu, he was the fourth caliph, so he was now wrestling with one and the battle, like, you know, and in the war, in the battlefield. So he was just about to kill that person. He spit it on his face. You know what he did? He just lifted him up, and he stand up. He said, okay, come again. He was, you know, astonished. You should have just, like, you know, smashed my face, man. Why you did it? He said, this one I was doing it, like, for the sake of Allah. Now my own anger came into it. This is how much, subhanAllah, amazing those people were. So similarly, you don't just beat your woman because you're angry. No one, even your kids and all those things there, no one. Okay, but sometimes, like, you know, someone is in that mode, right? Okay, and you know, his mind is just stuck somewhere. His mind is stuck somewhere, like, you know, and once you become angry, then, you know, it's kind of, you know, you just wake up, oh man, and then even he himself, he realized, man, I don't know, you know, I was so much into my mind, like, you know, the whispers of devil, you know, I was totally overtaken by it. But sometime, you know, with a little tap, and that's what my that's what, like, you know, my wife would do, like, you know, and she was not, like, you know, just he was very angry, and then a little thing like this, you know. Even my brother would mock her, like, you know, what are you doing? And but some, subhanallah, you know, my kids, they will just become straight with it. Yeah, you know, this Vadripuhunna is just this, our, like, you know, our mentality there, like, you know, our nature there, our emotions. So it's just like, you know, a car is stuck there, and you push, and it's just start there. This Vadripuhunna is exactly the same thing. It's not just to torture someone and humiliate something, you know, that topic would come there. Okay. And then they say, فَإِنَ طَعْنَكُمْ فَلَا تَبْغُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ سَبِيلًا. I hope that explained the point, right? Okay. And they said, if they start obeying you, then you don't just go over her. Like, you know, you don't have any way over her. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيًّا كَبِيرًا. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most high, and, like, you know, he is the biggest, right? Okay. And then there's another, like, you know, verse, which... where was it? Yes. وإن خفتم شقاق بينهما فبعثوا حكما من أهله وحكما من أهلها إن يريدا إصلاحا يوفق الله بينهما إن الله كان عليما خبيرا. And but if this thing works, that's fine. But if it didn't work, then after that, like, you know, so what you do, that you just get one arbitrator from the husband side, one from the wife side. Okay. And if they want to mend ties, like, okay, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them the ability. Okay. And then, like, you know, so and then maybe the situation will become good. Okay, and because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most knowledgeable and He knows, He is aware, like, both the situation, the way they are. So this is now, I am going into conflicts now, like, when there's a conflict between, so what do you call it? Between man, wife, and husband, yeah. Okay, and there's another concept, like, so we can bring into it. Now for the woman, right? Okay. Now وإن امرأة خافت من بعلها نشوزا أو إعراضا فلا جناح عليهما أن يصلحا بينهما صلحا والصلح خير وأحضرت الأنفس الشح وإن تحسنوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا. Then if a woman, like, if she's afraid from her husband, like, that he is like rebellious against him, like, or he is misbehaving with him, okay, or he is ignoring him, okay, then they said, like, again, here is, like, then there's no like, then there's فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْهِمْ, there's no sin on them if they come towards, like, mending ties. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, like, that mending wassal for khair, like, just look for goodness, because this is best for you. أُحْضِرَتِ الْأَنفُسُ الشُّحُّ. Okay, and then, like, they by default, like, so we subhanallah, I forgot the words, like, for the show, so maybe someone can check it later on, okay, and with this one. But again, like, even for to the woman, this advice is there, okay. And then, like, see, there are other details there, but one thing, like, I can summarize this discussion with this one, with there's a difference. وَإِن يَتَفَرَّقَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ. Okay, and you did everything, okay, and then, like, or even before that, like, so now you did everything, then what's the next step? Don't take this relation to abuse. Yes, like, so there could have been, like, that يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يحل لكم أن ترثوا النساء كرها. Oh, you who believe, it's not befitting to you that you keep this woman, like, against their will, okay, and don't ولا تعذلوهن on, and don't like, confine them لتذهبوا بعد ما آتيتموهن, that you take what like whatever you have, the dowry, like, you have given to them, so you just make them like, break ties. You, like, we call it constructive dismissal, like, you make certain situation that you said, okay, I'm just going like, I'm ending this relation, so you don't so, like, you can take your dowry back, okay. It's وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, they say, live with them in a nice way, that's the advice, right? Okay. فَإِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. This is another important thing. Then he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, like, even if you dislike them, okay, they said فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا, there will be lots of things you don't like it. وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put lots of barakah into it, okay. And then it says وَيَدْعَ الْإِنسَانُ دُعَاءَهُ بِالشَّرِّ كَدُعَاءِ الْخَيْرِ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. Like, if I can bring another verse with it, Allah, insan, human is like, they're making du'as for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sure. They're asking for because why human being, like, we sometimes we think something is good for you, and, like, and you asking for it, but that thing is bad for you, you don't know, and why are you doing this? Because you are in a haste, you just want things strictly, you're not patient, right? Okay, so I hope, like, that thing nicely summarized, like, this discussion when there is a dispute there, right, between husband and wife, and what to do. And as I said, like, that if you if, like, everything you did, it still didn't work, then of course, like, it's not Allah's and His Messenger advice that you like, you still keep yourself in abusive relationship. No, like, and it's for both men and a woman, both, like, if you think, well, you just call it a day, like, and then what you do, like, you just say you finish that relation in a very nice and decent way. And to do it, of course, like, is divorce, we call it talaq, okay. You do talaq, And then but even if you do this thing, still look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He don't want to leave the believer, like, إِن يَتَفَرَّقَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ. And even if you part ways, يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ. Okay, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ وَاسِعًا حَكِيمًا. That each of you, Allah will, like, make you rich. Yes, that's what it is, yeah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, like, vast, His treasures there are, man, vast, vast, vast. And Hakima, like, He is the most wise person. Like, so you don't blame yourself for it. Oh man, I was a good I was a bad husband, or I was a bad wife. No, He is Hakim. He knows, like, that you guys, you lived together for a period of time that was good for both of you. Now life goes on, and now this is good for you. You go in separation, right? Okay, and part ways and look for some other things there. How beautiful, how consoling this advice is, right? Okay. So I think that was it. That's nicely summarized discussion. But one thing, I would say with regards to, and this is my discussion. Like, okay, the natural discussion was men and women, isn't it? And the whole discussion was based on men and women, right? Okay. Now I am perfectly aware of the situation now. Like, there are women there, and like, who are, like, very much playing the same role which a man is playing, like, i.e. There are women who are prime ministers, like, and who don't know Jardine Arden or something, the prime minister of like New Zealand, and her role, wow, man, she was wicked, man. She killed it, bro. Her role, it was, I don't know, like, I don't think any man can play that role the way she did it, man. She win the heart and minds of the people, right? So yes, there are exceptions there, like, the women's, right? Okay. And then, like, in business, like, as I said, dragon done, there are women's dragon there, man. I love them, like, the way they are, I'm sure there are loads of examples there in every field there. Okay, exceptions are there. Okay, and that's what my teacher was saying, rules are there to be broken. Yes. Okay, so if there's a woman there, like, who's got this charismatic like, personality, and she got this leadership quality, right? Okay, she's a doctor, she's a scientist, she's engineer, and then, like, she is like, she is fulfilling that role. And we know for sure, like, this is not like, what do you call it, distorting the fact, like, in fact, this is the fact, like, the women's, they are, like, they can do whatever a man can do, especially in modern world now, like, okay. So yes, if this is the case, then whatever my advice would be, and this is natural, this is again Quran and Hadith, and this is not the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you just look at functionality rather than just gender, then. Okay, so now look at the function. If a woman, like, has got that role, like, she is at that kind of like, what do you call it, level, like, morally, mentally, physically, like, she is the bread earner in the family now. Okay, and she is making money now, like, as I said, like, legally, Islamically, like, man is responsible. But if the woman is ready and she's got the capabilities to assume that role, then yes, like, I would say, just sit with each other, okay, and give her, like, so you look at functionality rather than as a gender thing now. So if she has earned, like, and that position, like, and she has showed it, she has proved it, give her that position, right? Give her that position. If you are a man, you take care of home, like, then you look after the home. She is the bread earner there. She has assumed that role there. I don't see any problem there. No, there isn't any problem there, like, and so long as, of course, everyone is looking after their self-esteem, their honor, their dignity, which, of course, like, a high achiever woman, like, so they got this honor, dignity, all those things. Who are we to judge them, and who are we to tell them? They are the slave of Allah. Okay, human being, man, woman, they are there. Even prophets, like, so they are there, like, with relations. Okay, yes, prophets, like, tomorrow when we shoot this video, then we will know, like, they are there, but they are not there. Yes, like, Jardine Art, for subhanallah, man, she got a difficult name. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, she is there, but she is not there. How sweet. How now we see that she is the Prime Minister, man. Yeah, this is a position, as I say, we respect her and we love her for that. We appreciate her for that. Yes, this is something like, she has worked hard for it, okay? It's not easy, I'm sure it will be difficult for her. Like, as a family woman, like, she got husband, she got kids, looking after them, and then, like, she excelled so much that she become the prime minister. She is there, but she is not there, right? Okay, so same thing, like, that your honor, dignity, self-respect, like, and your position, your status in society depends on your effort. And this is Allah is insani illa ma sa'a. Be a man or be a woman. Insan is both, like, so that for man is nothing but whatever he work for, your hard work, your labor. Yes, okay. So I hope that video was very conclusive, like, and very thorough. Okay, yes, I did skip few ayahs there, but I don't think that will make much difference to the main principle, because I think I covered the whole principle there. The whole principle are there, and details, there are, of course, there are much more details there, and you can always check, like, you can do your personal reading and you can ask the scholar. But my main thing is, like, here I'm talking about principles. Yes, main principle, like, I give you this tunnel vision, like, so now you got the vision there, you got the principles there. Okay, you can agree, you can disagree with me, but these are the building blocks. They are the structures. I give you the main structures, of the arguments around these topics. And details, of course, like, that many details even I might not know it, to be honest. And this is the case. Then obviously, we check the details, but at least we know the, like, solid principle, like, the main principle there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.